Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. All right, so in my last video, we were watching this little triangle pattern. We had support right here, resistance right here, resistance right here. I was watching these two trend lines. We actually broke them a couple times. We broke it below right there, got a dip below, and then came up, broke out above it right there, got faked out, and then came down and broke through it hardcore right here and pushed to the downside. I was talking about how I was watching this wick right here at around 39.7k. We came down, hit my limit order, broke right past through it. Right now we're sitting at around 38.4k. So the next support I'm looking at is right here and right here. This one is sitting at around 37.7k, 37.6k approximately, and then this one down here is sitting at around 29.5, 30k approximately. So I think in general we're trending down right now, and until we break, well, there's a couple different trend lines we could watch. Let's go ahead and delete that triangle pattern right there. Let's go to the daily time frame and let's draw a trend line from this resistance. I've been talking about this on my channel, and we go something like this until we break this downtrend going to the upside. I'll be looking at previous support levels. We just broke that 40k level that I've been watching for a long time. I was hoping we could hold support right here. Let's go ahead and draw that horizontal line so you can see exactly what we did. We broke this level right here. We had support right here, we had support right here, and we had a little wick down all the way down to this little line right there, and then we also wick down right here. We actually broke that support right here. So now what I'm looking at are the next supports. Next one, like I said, is sitting at, let's go ahead and zoom in and we can get a better number for you guys, because we can either do one at the bottom of the wick right here, or we could do one at the bottom of the bodies right here. The wick is sitting, this wick right here is sitting at around 37,440. The bottom of the bodies on the daily time frame is sitting at around 38,196. So those are the two levels that I'd probably be looking at next. But the other thing I'm kind of looking at is these bottoms down here are the things that I'm looking at more. I'm kind of looking at this 30k level more. Kind of. I don't know. It's possible that we get support in this 37.8k or whatever it is, but I think I'm looking at this 30k level more. So we have that psychological level of like 30k right here, and then we have the bottom of the bodies, which goes down to around 29.8k, and then we also have the bottom of the wick, which goes to around 29.3, something like that. So yeah, I think those are the next ones that I'll be looking at on my chart until we break this bigger downtrend going up like this. These yellow lines are the first ones that I'm watching. It's possible that we break them, though. It's possible that we're going to go down even lower now that we broke this level right here. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what happens. The other thing you could kind of argue is let's go ahead and delete everything, and let's go into the 4-hour time frame. And we have kind of like a falling wedge pattern, kind of. We have resistance, resistance, support. Let's go ahead and draw a trend line, or the trend lines. We have a top, something like this, and then we have a bottom, something like this, possibly. I don't know. It looks like we're kind of holding support right now, but I don't know if we're going to be able to keep holding support. If we break to the downside, then we could probably target from the top to the bottom of this wedge and drag it to the breakout. So like, let's say we break this trend line going to the downside, what I'd probably do is target from the top to the bottom. I'm not really sure where I would do this, maybe from right here to here, possibly. We have contact right here, contact right here, and contact right here, kind of get in the middle of it. Maybe even do a little bit more conservative, something like this. And then let's say we break this going to the downside right here. I'd probably be looking at something like this, target of like around 31,560 approximately. But falling wedge in general could be a bullish pattern, but it's not bullish until we break this top trend right here. Once we break that top trend, then it will be a bullish pattern. Until then, we're trending down, and it's possible that we continue that until we break this trend line going to the upside in general. Then I'm assuming that it's going to push us down and we're going to get resistance on it. But like I said, a falling wedge pattern is bullish once we do break that. So it's possible we get a bounce here, come up, break through right here and then start being able to test these, but I'm not really sure. Like I think the main thing that I'm really watching in general is probably this daily time frame. Go back to the daily. This is the main thing that I'm watching. I just wanted to show you guys that falling wedge pattern real quick. If we break this trend line, then we can start talking. But in general, until then, I'm just kind of assuming that we're getting pushed down, and it's going to push us down. I mean, it's going to give us resistance in general and push us down to these previous support levels. Let's see how far it goes down. Hopefully we get a bounce here. If we go further than this, then we could start looking even more. We'll have to go in over here and start investigating these kind of levels, something like this possibly. I don't know. This one is sitting around 17K approximately, and this one is sitting around 22.7. This one is sitting around 10.3. I don't know how far it's going to go down, guys. I don't know exactly what it's going to do. I was hoping that we could get some support at 40,000. We actually broke through that, and that was one of the bigger things that I was kind of watching. I really didn't want to break this level right here because, like I was saying, we had low, high, low, high. So I think in general, this little uptrend right here is done. I think that's what basically that means, but it's still possible. Maybe we have a low, high, and it's still possible if we stay above this, maybe this uptrend can still be intact. But right now, we are trending down. We are heading towards these previous support levels. Let's see which one, if one of them can hold, or I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. The other thing we're kind of looking at, if we look at the volume, we're getting some pretty decent red volume right here. So I don't know, the red volume seems to be kind of kicking in, or it looks like we got a pretty decent red candle today already. And yeah, I guess let's go to the 1 hour time frame and kind of see what's happening on a smaller time frame. It's possible. Looks like I kind of was looking at this and it kind of looks like a little flag pattern. We have a top right here and then like a bottom right here. I think if we break one of these trend lines going to the up or the down, then we could either target from the top to the bottom of this. If we break to the upside, maybe something like this. If we break to the downside, we might be looking at a flag pattern, maybe something like this, where we do something like that. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to wait and see. Like I said, I think on the hourly time frame, I'm probably looking at something like this. But in general, on that daily time frame, I'm really watching that bigger downtrend. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. This big downtrend. And then until then I'll be looking at these previous supports right here. Right here. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, check out my Discord. I'll see you in the next one.